Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I have Hyundai i30 1.6 CRD engine, this engine, and today I'm going to show you how to change the fuel filter. This is the fuel filter located here as you can see, and I'm going to show you how to change that. And also the engine code for this vehicle is D4FB, and this vehicle is produced in the UK in 2018. So today I'm going to show you how to change the fuel filter on this vehicle, Hyundai i30. So let's do this together. So before you start any work on that, make sure that the ignition key is out of the ignition and put somewhere. So I have no other person around me, so I have no someone else around me, so I have put the ignition key here on the driver's seat. Okay, now you need to remove this dock between the air filter housing and to the turbo inlet port. So disconnect the electric connector from the filter, and now you need to disconnect this whole line, fuel line, and this one as well. This, I'm not sure if you are able to see that. Let me check if you can see. This one, disconnect this one too. Okay, disconnect the top fuel line. This one connected to the fuel filter with this too. Just gently. Like so. Then put something here like so, and then you need to disconnect the bottom line here. So this one, Okay. This is the top one, and this is going to be I'm going to take this from its bracket. I've disconnected that pipe as well. I'm going to put this. This is a bit smaller. I'm going to bring a little bit bigger cap. So I'm going to use this one. This is also a bit bigger. Yeah, this is the suitable that I have put, and also I need to plug this as well. Okay, I was not able to find anything. Sit. Well, this is the filter. I couldn't plug this one, so I have to taken out everything together. Okay, now you need to disconnect this fuel line from here, and then undo these two screws and remove the filter from its bracket housing. Then you need to replace this one, and plus this sensor. So that this line can also be disconnected from here, but I'm going to see whether there is any need for this one to disconnect it or leave it as it is. So this one has to be disconnected, because as you can see, that is secured here, or you can do that like so. Okay, I have removed from this place and I'm going to disconnect from here. So this security tab, you just do it like so, and that cannot be removed entirely, because as you can see that is secured here. You cannot remove that properly all, but when you push that back, that will allow you to press this here like so, like so, and then remove this pipe. As you can see here, this cannot be remove all this security tag or tab, whatever you call it. So I have disconnected this one. Now I'm going to remove this sensor, and this pipe. I am going to disconnect this pipe, as I told you, whether I will need to disconnect it, but I will definitely need to disconnect this one, because I'm going to install this fuel line on the new filter. So then let me, if I can do it right now. So push this up backward like so, and then just turn it to whatever side that your finger can hold this one, and then slowly, yeah, I have disconnected this one as well. So now I'm going to remove this element, electric element, and plus this sensor, and I'm going to remove the old fuel filter from this bracket housing, this, and put the new one in. So I have removed the filter from the filter housing, and now I'm going to remove this too as well. This two screw needs T20, and also make sure that you put this sensor on the other fuel filter in the same orient. As you can see, that should be this way. Okay, I think make sure you put this in a clean area, not to be contaminated, because you are going to use this on the new fuel filter. So I'm going to use this clean cloth and put that here somewhere. Now I'm going to remove this. Remove this ring, and then this is, I think that's going to be the temperature sensor. So now, so I'm going to dispose this. This is the new fuel filter, as you can see. So I'm going to put that here. Not too tight, just to hold gently. First, I'm going to lubricate this ring with the clean fuel. Then I'm going to put that here. This is clean fuel, and I'm going to lubricate the O-ring. Then I'm going to put that. Like so. And then I'm going to put this screw back. Make sure you align properly the holes, then you tighten it. Do not tighten by force. That's going to ruin the thread. This is a preset Torque screwdriver. It's preset to 5 Newton meter. Just I'm going to use this. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to put this one. So again, clean fuel, and then put like so. Then this ring, one side is with a longer curved side, and one is short. So it's going to work like so. So this side should be outward. Now I'm going to put this first. See. Okay, before tightening this two screw, put this one first. Install this fuel line. That will locate the position of the fuel filter and the fuel filter housing. So now this bracket was here. Now I'm going to turn it a little bit more like so, and now you put this in, push that in, and tighten this fuel filter bracket housing screws. So tighten the bottom screw first, that will hold the fuel filter in its housing in a certain position. Then disconnect this from here again to have access for this one to fully tighten. Okay, now put this hose back in its place, and okay, now you can install this one as well. So push this in, this one as well, and this one as well. So now we have installed everything. Now we are going to bleed the fuel system. Okay, this fuel line, this fuel line, this fuel line is the input to the fuel filter. So output from the fuel tank and input to the fuel filter, and this is output this one from the fuel filter to the high pressure injection pump. So this is the input to the fuel filter, this one, and this is output from the fuel filter to the high pressure fuel injection pump. So we are going to connect or prime the fuel system through here, or connect the priming tool, fuel system priming tool between this and the other fuel line, which is connected to the high pressure fuel line. This is one way. The manufacturer specification is highly recommended that you bleed the fuel system by diagnostic tool. So anyway, if someone doesn't have diagnostic tool, or they don't have access to diagnostic tool, I'm going to show you so how you can prime the fuel system or bleed the fuel system when you're replacing the fuel filter. So manually bleeding the fuel system, there are two ways I'm going to show you. One is this one, to suck or extract vacuum from the fuel tank, or suck the fuel from the fuel tank through this fuel line, because when you connect that extracting tool to the fuel filter here, that's going to suck the fuel and bring the fuel here and fill that up first, and then it's going to come out from here. That's one way. Second way is this, that you connect this priming tool, and this direction should be towards the high pressure fuel injection, this one, and you connect this fuel, this hose to the fuel filter outlet, and this one to the high pressure fuel injection input. So you connect this between the fuel filter outlet pipe and the the high pressure injection pump inlet, and then squeeze this until you have no air in the hose, in this one, in this pipe, and then start the engine, leave until the engine has reached to its operating temperature, and then you can disconnect this and put the high pressure fuel injection inlet pipe to the fuel filter outlet pipe. So this is two way. So I'm going to show you one of this. Okay, first I'm going to install the fuel filter with its housing. Okay, I'm going to connect connector and this uh, uh, output pipe from the fuel tank as well. So, okay, I have connected this pipe. This fuel line is input to the fuel injection, and this is output from the fuel filter. So you need to connect priming tool or bleeding tool between these two lines. Okay, you need for this one to use this adapter, because this adapter, this side is with the bigger diameter and this side is with the smaller diameter, which matches this one. So I'm going to put this one in. I have put that in and then connect to this one here, the priming tool here. So then I'm going to connect the priming tool here. This is also bigger. I'm going to find an adapter with this size bigger, which will fit this one, and this side with the smaller diameter size, which will fit this side. Okay, as you can see, I have got adapter that will fit here, and also the other side of the adapter will fit here. Okay, now make sure this arrow is toward the fuel injection pump here that bring the fuel out of the fuel tank. Okay, for this vehicle, which is made in 2018, they manually priming the fuel system will not work, because I have tried here and no action, because that the fuel is not allowed to come here. So manually priming the fuel system did not work, so I'm going to prime with a diagnostic tool. So now I'm going to prime the fuel system with the diagnostic tool, to bleed the fuel system with a diagnostic tool or scanner. So first I'm going to put everything together, then I'm going to bleed the fuel system. You need to select fuel line aluminum. So fuel line removal, this function is to protect the high pressure fuel pump and minimize the engine starting time by removing the fuel line air after assembling the vehicle. So condition vehicle at stationary engine stop to ignition on. Yeah, okay. So now the fuel pump in the fuel tank is active, as you can see here. You might be able to hear the noise here. So this is the running time, so 22 seconds of running time. Okay, it says test fuel line. Press OK button. Okay. Now I'm going to do once again. So I can hear the fuel movement and the fuel line is, but I'm not sure the video can pick this up. The fuel pump or the fuel lifting pump in the fuel tank is activated for 30 seconds. So now I'm going to do this once again. So at least I'm going to do that 3 times. So to make sure that there is no any air left or any air trapped in the fuel line. Okay, now I'm going to start the engine and see the engine will be started or not. So I'm going to press the clutch with a pry bar. Okay, as you can see, the engine has started very easily, and that was the fuel filter replacement procedure and fuel system bleeding or priming of the Hyundai i30 2018 with the D4FB engine. So thanks for watching. Again, I'm going to mention that this fuel system cannot be bled with the manual priming or bleeding tool. So it definitely needs scanner or diagnostic tool to prime or bleed the fuel system of this vehicle.